Valued, absolutely delighted to be joining you live now on Wednesday, the 9th of February. Today's session, today's live on Facebook and our other social media is all around the 10 hats that every business owner wears on a daily basis. Um, Sorry, that's just Kate telling me that everything's going live here. It's one of the things that when I do these lives, I'm never quite sure whether the technology is working or anything. So please do say hi. Please do drop a comment in the chat. It's kind of lonely, if I'm brutally honest, just staring at the screen, hoping that everybody's still out there. So please do say hi. And then I know that the technology, the sound's coming through loud and clear. So thank you. Yeah, so the 10 hats that every business owner wears on a daily basis. It's something that I've given a lot of thought to personally as the owner, as the founder of Valued. It's something that I have to remember every single day. Which hat is it that I'm wearing? Which what happens during that day? Do I need to change hats? Do I need to keep on doing the same thing? Do I need to be different? What is it that I actually need to do? Now, if you want to pop in the chat any hats that you think you may wear as a business owner, please do. I've got the 10 that I think it is, and I'll run through that and also some ideas and some suggestions on what we should be doing as business owners in terms of actually making sure that we manage these hats within our business. As always, we'll follow up with the blog in the next couple of days. So I'll have a lot more detail around the areas that I'm talking about. But as always, if you've got any questions, any thoughts, any comments, do pop it into the chat below on the Facebook, or give us a shout, give us a contact. Let us know what your thoughts are as well, because we're very much in 2022 about helping, educating, informing, inspiring business owners to actually take that leap, to move on to their next big thing that's important to them, to focus on their why, their purpose. So, what do I think that the 10 hats in every business that every business owner wears are? Number one, shareholder. Number two, director. That's sometimes if you're a sole trader, that's one. It's the business owner. Other thing that we do, we wear a leadership hat. So actually, we not only are we the shareholder, the director, the sole trader, the partner in the business, but we're also the leader of the business. We have to give direction. We're in charge of product. We're in charge of the service development. So what products is it that we're actually selling? What services is it that we're selling? Do we need to invent some new products? Do we need to move into different areas? Do we need to diversify? What is it that we're doing there on a daily basis? We've got the operations hat. So now we've got our products. How do we actually make sure that these things happen on a daily basis? The internal operations linked to actually finding new products. We've got the marketing hat. So we need to be able to go out there and actually sell our products to existing clients, sell our services to new clients. We've got our sales function hat as well. So how do we actually go and find the sales? How do we market our business? How do we actually find the sales? Two totally different departments in my view. We've got our finance hat. How many business owners actually look at their profit and loss on a monthly basis? How many of them look at it once a year? I know that when we actually talk to clients, we work with them on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, they generally have better results because they've got a budget, they've got a plan. How often do we actually put our finance hat on? That one that many business owners don't like, that HR hat. Hiring, firing, holidays, sickness, everything that falls under HR, contracts of employment. What we find so many times is that it's the forgotten hat. A lot of business owners, I'll get round to that one day. And then if there's a problem, I don't have a contract of employment in place. You got to make sure that you do this stuff. And then admin and IT is our final hat. So the 10 hats that I believe there is shareholder, director, leadership, product service development, operations, marketing, sales, finance, HR, and admin and IT. Please do pop in the chat if anybody's got any other hats that they think that they wear on a daily basis within their business. It'd be really, really interesting to hear and have any feedback on that as well. But the important bit for me is there can only be one clear leader in the business. If we're trying to do everything within the business, we can't be leading the business. We can't be given the direction. We can't go in the car and turn left and right at the same time. We can only go left or right in the car. You could go straight ahead ultimately, but if you're at a T junction, you can only go left or right. So we need a leader within the business to actually identify which direction that this business is going in. It's really crucially important. When you've got one leader, the leader then dictates what everybody else in the business should do. And we'll talk a little bit more in that as well over the next 10 minutes. Responsibility is a crucial part for me. When we look at the responsibility and who actually does things, they are not the same thing. I remember when I very first set up Valued, I wanted to take responsibility for everything. I wanted to do everything. I suddenly realized that actually I can't do everything within the business. So you bring in a leadership team, you bring in a team leaders, you get them to work with their teams to actually develop their teams because they can have responsibility, but they can't do everything. And what we need to do is make sure that every single person in the business knows what their responsibility level is, make sure what they are accountable for, and make sure that they are monitoring is everything being done within the business. It's really critical. We've also got to look at roles before the people. So when we're talking about our 10 hats that we're wearing within the business, we've got to look at the roles before the people. So you imagine, and I've said this to 3 clients this week, if you were to start your business again today, what would you do differently? And sometimes one of the replies are, wouldn't work with that customer. I wouldn't work with that member of staff. I'd do this differently in the internal part. But when you look at the staff, what we genuinely find is that we try and fit a person to a role. We say, actually, this person's good at that, but we really need them to do this role. So let's change the role. Actually, we can't do that anymore. We've got through COVID. We're not quite there yet, but we've got through COVID to a certain degree. We've got to look at it. We've got to understand that things are different now. We have got a new normal. We've had a new normal. It's a phrase that's not bandied around as much as what it was. But we've got to identify the role and then find the person to fit the role. We don't want to be finding a person to fit a role. It's the opposite way around. So the role is vitally important. We've then got to look at the functions within the business, our 10 hats. We've got to look at them. And then we've got to have some responsibility around those. So when we look at our organizational chart in our business, we can have owner, leadership, and then you have those 10 different hats below there. You actually have 8 below. You've got your leadership and you've got your shareholder on the top. And when we look at the functions, the sales function, the marketing function, the HR function, the finance function, the operations function, we give a level of responsibility to each and every single department head there. Now, some people watching this will have a business of one. You will be the person wearing every single one of those 10 hats. One of the common things that I hear from business owners when they go from being one-man band to employing their first member of staff is, well, I still do this stuff, and I do this stuff because I've always done it. Then you employ another member of staff. And when you get up to about 5 normally, we start to have a little bit of cultural change. We start to have a bit of a change in terms of HR. The people come into it a lot more. They don't actually think the same way that I think, is a common statement that I get. But if we look at the functions, if we look at who does what within the business, and we give them the responsibility to do that, it's so vitally important. And it frees you up as a business owner to focus on your why. It's so important. Michael's just commented here. Thank you very much, Michael. Hi, Stephen. Great content as always. Thank you very much, Michael. That's lovely of you to say. What advice would I have for someone who wears all those hats that aren't quite at the level to bring in other team members to share the load? To catch 22. One leader is carrying all of the hats. and doing every single thing within the business? Great, great question, Michael. I knew you'd come up with something like that. Thank you, mate. What do? You look at what your skill set is within the business. You look at what you enjoy, and you look at bringing other people in to help you, to support you in different areas. So as an accountant, as the primary in an accountancy firm, if our clients are sitting there and they're saying, you know what, I don't really want to do the bookkeeping on a daily basis, I don't want to do it on a weekly basis, outsource it. We can take it over. As a business owner, I remember a good few years ago just thinking, I can't be bothered to monitor the holidays. I haven't got the capacity to go, how many people are off at the same time? Where do I save that contract of employment? Where do I save the one-to-one documents? Where do I put all of this different bits of information? So I went out there, I found a bit of software, Charlie HR, and we implemented that within my business, our business. We implemented it because actually that was kind of outsourcing. It was making it a lot more streamlined. So when people want to book a holiday, I wasn't manually having to look at clashes. I just got the software to do it. So you don't necessarily have to get somebody to do that role. You can get software sometimes to do it. So please do consider what you're doing within the business. Because ultimately, when you very first start the business, what's the phrase? Your chief cook and bottle washer, manager, cleaner, you're doing everything all at the same time. As businesses grow, that needs to change. But ultimately, you do have to take that leap. You do have to look at the why. You remember a few months ago, I talked about the why, the purpose, the vision, the dreams, the goals. What is that you're trying to achieve in 2022? And I made that heartfelt plea that you identify what it is that you're looking to do in 2022. Grab it by both hands and go and do it. If it's that you need support to wear these 10 hats, then bring somebody in to do that. Look at it from a financial point of view. If I bring somebody to do some of this stuff, what will it cost me? I know that I personally looked at it and went, if I bring somebody in to do some admin support, then it means I haven't got to do it, which means I've got more time with the family. That's more valuable to me. I'll take a bit more of a pay cut to do that. Or I'll go and find extra sales to cover that. It's really, really important that you get it right. What else have we got to do? We've got to realize the function of each department and we've got to write it down. Don't just have it up here. Don't have it in your mind. It doesn't work. I've done that. It doesn't work. It's got to be written down. You've got to have an organizational chart. You've got to have an organizational chart that everyone within the business understands. You put those roles next to it. You then put the person in the role, but you've got the role. It's really, really important. What's then even more important is determining the responsibilities for each role. So each person within the business should have a job description, should have, this is what you do, this is what you're accountable for, this is what your KPIs, your key performance indicators are within the business. And it should list every single thing that you do. You can put lots of different things in there. There's roles and responsibilities, there's position contracts, there's lots of different methods out there. Just make sure that you've got something that measures, that makes somebody accountable, because it's really, really important to do that. It's critical. Because when we've got that, we end up with a clear organizational structure. When we've got that, we get clarity of roles. The team understand what's expected of them. You end up implementing best practice. So you end up actually looking at it and going, right, well, if I had this blank sheet of paper, I started this business again today, what would it look like? Today is that blank sheet of paper. Today is that day we can press reset and we can implement best practice within our businesses. We make sure that there's no department neglected. So that HR stuff that a lot of people don't look at until they've got a problem, you take it off. You get it straight on. You tackle it straight on. You make sure that it's sorted. Everybody has a contract of employment. It's a basic legal requirement, but we forget to do it. We forget to do it. You don't neglect any part of the business. Ultimately, what does that then do? It drives the sustainability of the business. It drives the fact that it can be scaled. It gives you more time. There's so many of my clients right now, they're looking so tired. They're genuinely looking tired. And they're looking tired because for the last 2 years and longer with COVID, they weren't sure what was going to happen. They were trying their best. But we've all had time off at Christmas or holidays where the first thing that you do is you get a cold because your body suddenly comes down. This is where we're at now. We're coming out of the back of COVID. We're looking at the news. The news is telling us that we've got a huge cost of living crisis. The news is telling us that the Prime Minister's having umpteen parties. We've got so much uncertainty again. We got Russia. All of this stuff happening in the world. Take control of what you can control, and that's your business. Take control of your business to give you the life that you want. Because ultimately, if you don't, you're going to risk burnout. We've got to make sure that we don't do that. We're going to increase efficiency by having a clear structure. But also, we're going to stop the problems coming to you, the leader. If you've got accountability for a leadership structure, then we're going to stop the problems coming to you. So many times my clients turn around to me and say, you know what? I find out about everything and I don't really care. I don't need to be involved in everything. There's only you can stop that from happening by going and implementing a clear structure, a clear process. Now, as always, I love to help our clients, the people that watch these webinars. Thank you so much for the feedback that we get afterwards. It's absolutely phenomenal. We do these every single month. We've got a program for what we're going to do over the next 12 months. Absolutely love doing it. But what we at Valued are going to start doing a lot more of is we're going to start doing a lot more workshops. And I'm going to be hosting a workshop around the 10 hats. In that workshop, we're going to be giving you deeper insights that are specific to your business. In that workshop, we're going to help you to develop your own organizational chart. We're going to give you the templates. We're going to help you to flesh out a good couple of roles. We're going to help you to move forward with the remaining roles within the business, the different hats within the business. We are going to help you to break through that ceiling of complexity, because there's far too many times that as business owners, what do? We go, oh, it's a bit hard to do. I'll tell you what, I'll go and do something else that's easier. We can't. We're going to help you to break through that. And we're going to make you a plan to free up your time and increase your effectiveness. It's really, really important to me. We're going to put some details in the blog of when those workshops will be, how to sign up for those workshops. Absolutely delighted to be able to help that. Thank you, Michael, for the comment again. Really, really appreciate that. The next step, like if you want to take it, is to click the link on the blog. Click the link on the post once we get that live. That will give you more details of the workshop. What we're also really, really delighted, what I'm personally delighted to do, is we've got a gentleman called Steve Pipe. Many of you won't know potentially who Steve Pipe is, but Steve Pipe was UK Entrepreneur of the Year. He's somebody that has been so influential in the accountancy industry for the last 20 plus years. He's been phenomenal. Steve Pipe and I will be doing a workshop, a live, and it's all going to be geared around doing business for good. So would love you to join that. We're going to be sending out some emails to all of our clients, inviting people along. We'll put it on the social. So please do join that session. I know that Steve's going to give away copies of his book that he's written, but he's also going to talk about B1G1 a little bit. I've asked him to talk about that. Those people that watched the last webinar may remember me mentioning B1G1. And one of the things that we do within a business is we've done a live to you. We've done a live right now. In a month's time, we will look back, we'll see how many views we've had, and we donate based on the number of views, the number of people that have interacted with it. and we donate money to help ladies in Africa that have actually got some sort of loan to start a business but need the business support to be able to do that. So we actually donate a day's training for every single person that watches this. So please do share it. Please do comment, because actually we're giving back. We're giving back because it's a core value to valued. It's a core value for us. We want to help and inspire other business owners to do that. We're going to talk some more about the B1G1 movement and what we do within that as well. So if anybody has any other questions about that, again, pop them in the chat. But as always, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for the comments. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to speaking to you in a month's time for our next live. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.